Hi everyone, and we've got a major winter weather event unfolding across Ontario and Quebec. An Arctic cold front is bringing dangerous conditions right now with snow squalls creating near-zero visibility and wind chills plummeting to -38°. Environment Canada has issued multiple yellow warnings and watches across both provinces, and this is a situation that's going to impact you significantly. Here's something remarkable. This Arctic air mass is so powerful that temperatures are dropping 20 degrees in just a few hours in some locations. So, let's get right into it and break down exactly what's happening and what you need to know. Right now, as I'm recording this morning, we have active blizzard warnings in northern Quebec at Parc National Tursou-Juc with near-zero visibility. Snow squall warnings are in effect for Matagami and the Abidab region, where very heavy flurries with strong winds are producing zero visibility on roadways in Shabamau and the Parent area. Snow squall watches are posted for late this afternoon and evening, with the possibility of zero visibility conditions. Now let's talk about what's happening in Ontario, because this is where a lot of you guys are going to be dealing with challenging conditions. Snow squall watches are up for numerous regions, including Barry's Bay, Kilo Bayfield Inlet, Dunkirk, Deep River Whitney, and the Huntsville-Bayville area. These watches mean that brief periods of very poor visibility and bursts of heavy snow are likely this afternoon and early evening. We're talking about northwest winds gusting to 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, and that's going to create significant blowing snow on top of everything. Additional areas under snow squall watches include Padawa, Pembroke, Cobden, South River, Burkes Falls, town of Parry Sound, western Algonquin Park, and North Bay Powys in Mattawa. The timing here is critical. These snow squalls are associated with a sharp southeastward moving Arctic cold front that's pushing through the region today. Now, the good news is that due to the brief nature of these snow squalls, we're not expecting heavy accumulation amounts. The primary hazards are going to be very poor visibility and rapidly deteriorating travel conditions. So, please keep that in mind. Blowing snow advisories are widespread across southern and central Ontario right now, affecting areas like Attawapiskat, Barrie, Collingwood, Hillsdale, and the Bruce Peninsula. Strong wind gusts up to 70 kilometers per hour are reducing visibility significantly in Biarford County of Brant and surrounding regions. The conditions are expected to gradually improve tonight as winds weaken from west to east. But we're not out of the woods yet. If you're traveling today, understand that visibility may be suddenly reduced to near zero at times, making highway travel extremely hazardous. Environment Canada is advising people to consider postponing non-essential travel until conditions improve, and I have to echo that recommendation. For the Greater Toronto Area, we have special weather statements in effect for Burlington-Oakville, the City of Toronto, and Mississauga, Beampton, Newmarket, Georgina, Pickering, Oshawa, Oxbridge, Beaverton, and Vaughan Richmond Hill. Markham are also under these statements for blowing snow and rapidly falling temperatures. Some areas in southern Ontario can expect 4 to 8 centimeters of snow, with strong northwesterly winds developing behind the low-pressure system. This is going to lead to widespread blowing snow and significantly reduced visibility, with some exposed areas seeing near-zero visibility. All right, now let's talk about the other major story here, and that is the extreme cold that's going to follow this system. Cold warnings are in effect across a massive area of Ontario and Quebec for tonight into Saturday morning with dangerous wind chill values. We're talking about wind chills reaching 35 to 38 degrees C in many locations. And this is serious. Environment Canada is warning that extreme cold puts everyone at risk with frostbite able to develop within minutes on exposed skin. Cold warnings cover a massive area from the Greater Toronto Area through central Ontario to cottage country with wind chills of -30 to -35. Major cities and regions affected include Hamilton, London, Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo, Kingston, Peterborough, Barrie, Orillia, and Niagara Falls. Northern areas like Huntsville, Haliburton, Bracebridge, and Muskoka are looking at wind chills approaching -35 tonight into Saturday morning. Let me give you some critical safety information, because this extreme cold requires proper preparation and awareness. Watch for cold-related symptoms, including shortness of breath, chest pain, muscle pain, and weakness, and numbness or color change in your fingers and toes. Cover up because frostbite can develop within minutes on exposed skin, especially with these wind chill values we're expecting. Environment Canada is urging everyone to check on older family members, friends, and neighbors during this extreme cold event. Keep emergency supplies in your vehicle, such as extra blankets and jumper cables, because if you get stranded, you need to be prepared. If you're an outdoor worker, make sure you're taking regularly scheduled breaks to warm up throughout the day. In Quebec, we've got similar warnings with Wasaganish, under a cold warning and multiple regions under snow squall watches. The Goutel-Matagami area has both snow squall and cold warnings in effect, making for particularly dangerous conditions this morning. Temperatures in these areas are going to rapidly fall this afternoon to reach around -20 degrees by this evening. This temperature drop will be accompanied by brisk winds and blowing snow. And additionally, roads could become slippery in some areas. The Amos area, Lasser area, Malartic area, Miquelon, Desmarisville area, and Rouen area all have snow squall warnings. Meanwhile, snow squall watches are up for Dorval Lodge, Fort William Shawville, Guan Reservoir, Le Mans, and Leblevon areas. Now, let's talk about the timeline here because understanding when things are going to happen is crucial for your planning today. This morning through early afternoon, we're going to continue seeing those snow squalls push through northeastern and central Ontario. By late this afternoon and this evening, the focus shifts to areas like Chibougamau and Parent, where snow squalls become likely. Temperatures will drop quickly this evening across the board. And this is when we're going to see those dangerous wind chill values really develop. Tonight into Saturday morning is when we hit the coldest conditions, with wind chills of -30 to -38 across the warning areas. The good news is that conditions will gradually improve as we head through Saturday with winds weakening and snow squalls ending. However, those extreme wind chill values may return Saturday night into Sunday morning for some locations. So, this isn't a one-night event. Now let me explain what's happening meteorologically here, because I think it's important to understand the science behind this system. We have a sharp Arctic cold front moving southeastward across Ontario and Quebec, and it's moving fast. As this front passes through, it's triggering these intense but brief snow squalls along and just behind the frontal boundary. Behind the front, we have an Arctic air mass moving southward, and that's what's bringing these extreme wind chill values. The strong northwest winds of 60 to 80 kilometers per hour are not only creating blowing snow, but also enhancing the wind chill effect. A low-pressure system is also pushing into the region today, which is contributing to the snowfall with 4 to 8 centimeters possible. The combination of the low-pressure system, snow, the frontal snow squalls, and the Arctic air mass makes this a multi-faceted weather event. Travel is going to be hazardous to extremely hazardous today due to near-zero visibility in many areas. Road closures are possible, especially on highways that run through the hardest-hit regions where blowing snow will be most intense. If you become lost or stranded, Environment Canada advises that you remain where you are until conditions improve. Protect yourself from wind, cold, and disorientation by staying sheltered, whether that's indoors or with your vehicle. All right, let's talk about what you should be doing right now to prepare for the rest of this day and tonight. First, if you don't absolutely have to travel today, seriously consider staying home, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. Second, if you do have to go out, make sure your vehicle is fully prepared with emergency supplies, including blankets and jumper cables. Third, charge your phone and have a way to stay updated on changing conditions throughout the day. Fourth, check on vulnerable people in your life, especially elderly neighbors or family members who might need help with preparations. Fifth, make sure you have appropriate cold weather gear ready if you need to go outside, covering all exposed skin. And finally, have a plan for how you'll stay warm if there are any power outages, which can happen during severe winter weather. This is a developing situation, and Environment Canada will continue to update warnings and watches as conditions evolve throughout the day. I'll be monitoring the situation closely and will bring you updates as warranted, especially if we see any changes to the forecast. The confidence level on this forecast is high, meaning meteorologists are very sure about what's going to happen with this system. The impact level is classified as moderate according to Environment Canada's warning criteria. So to recap everything, we've got snow squalls creating near-zero visibility this morning and into this evening across Ontario and Quebec. We've got extreme cold moving in tonight with wind chills of -30 to -38 degrees lasting through Saturday morning. Travel is hazardous. Road closures are possible and frostbite can develop within minutes on exposed skin. Environment Canada is urging everyone to take this seriously. Postpone non-essential travel and prepare for extreme cold conditions. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on severe weather across Canada. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any critical updates, especially as we continue to track this Arctic outbreak. I'll see you in the next one.